We're always talking about protecting data, but what if I told you the biggest threat isn't someone stealing your data, but someone stealing the keys to your entire digital kingdom, the kind of keys that could bring a company to its knees? That's what we're going to dive into today.
Yeah, we're talking about the master keys to your entire digital infrastructure. And let's be real, with every new headline you see about a major cyber attack, the threat of these keys falling into the wrong hands, well, it just gets more and more serious.
So let's just cut right to the chase. In the world of cybersecurity, what's really more valuable than all your data?
Yep, it's the keys themselves. The credentials, the special accounts, and the commands with what's known as privileged access. Think of it like this. These are the skeleton keys that can open any door, flip any switch, and control every single file in the building.
And hey, don't just take my word for it. The experts at Gartner, they put it really bluntly. This level of access presents a catastrophic risk. We're not just talking about someone stealing data. We're talking about someone having the power to destroy the very infrastructure that holds it.
And you might be thinking this is just about that one super admin in the IT department. But it's so much broader than that. Privileged access is any access that's beyond what a normal user gets. It could be a person, sure, but it could also be a critical application or even an automated script. It's really anyone or anything with the power to make these huge sweeping changes.
Okay, so if privileged access is such a massive, blinking red light of a risk, how in the world do we protect it? Well, that brings us to the essential shield every modern organization needs.
And that shield is a specialized area of cybersecurity called Privileged Access Management, or you'll hear it called PAM. The best way to think about it, it's like a digital Fort Knox, a complete security system built for one reason and one reason only: to guard those all-powerful keys to the kingdom.
All right, so how does this digital Fort Knox actually work? Let's open up the security playbook and see how these PAM tools keep an organization from getting completely wrecked.
It's really a constant four-step cycle. First up, PAM tools have to discover all the privileged accounts out there. I mean, you can't protect what you don't even know exists, right? Step 2, they take those credentials and lock them in a secure digital vault. And, this is cool, they automatically rotate the passwords, constantly changing the locks. Third, they act like a super strict gatekeeper. They broker and record every single session. You get a full audit trail of who did what and when. And finally, and this is probably the biggest game changer, they enforce the principle of least privilege. Instead of having powerful admin accounts just sitting around 24/7, they grant access just in time, only for the specific task that's needed, and then it's gone. That is a huge shift in security.
Okay, so this is obviously super important stuff, so it's no surprise there's a huge market for these tools. So who are the big players here? Let's take a look at the competitive landscape, straight from the folks at Gartner.
All right, so who are the trusted guardians in this space? Which companies are really leading the pack when it comes to protecting these keys?
And here we go. This is the Gartner Magic Quadrant for Privileged Access Management. Now, whenever you see one of these, your eye should go straight to that top right corner, the Leaders Quadrant. These are the companies Gartner says are not only knocking it out of the park today, but also have the best vision for where things are headed. And as of late 2023, you can see the clear leaders are CyberArk, BeyondTrust, and Delinea.
And, being a leader here isn't just about having one decent product. It means you've got the whole shebang, a complete tool set, a massive number of customers who trust you, and you're basically the one setting the standard for the entire industry.
But wait, the Magic Quadrant is really just a 30,000-foot view. To really get into the weeds, Gartner also puts out these critical capabilities reports. Think of it this way. The Magic Quadrant tells you who the best all-around athletes are, but the Critical Capabilities Report tells you who's the fastest sprinter. It breaks down performance on super specific things like remote access. This is where you see how the leaders really stack up against each other on the features that matter most to you.
And that kind of detailed comparison is becoming more and more important every single day, because the whole idea of privilege is changing right under our feet. So let's look ahead. What's next on this cybersecurity battlefield?
Look at how much this has changed. Back in the day, this was all about securing human system administrators. Right now, the big challenge is securing access in these super complex cloud and DevOps environments. But the next frontier? It's already here. It's securing the privileged access of non-human identities, things like applications, automated processes, and even AI agents. So Gartner's really pointing to 3 key trends that are shaping this future. First, the massive shift to the cloud, right? Most PAM vendors now offer their stuff as a service, which just makes it easier for everyone.
Second, and this might be the most important one, is what they call PAM for machines. As our digital worlds get more automated, all those apps and scripts need powerful credentials to do their jobs. Managing their access is now a huge battleground. And finally, AI is really getting into the game. We're talking about using machine learning to spot threats automatically and analyze behavior in real time. This isn't sci-fi anymore, it's a must-have feature.
And the money, well, it tells the story. The market for this stuff is exploding. Gartner is projecting that by 2025, companies will be spending over $3.25 billion a year on PAM. That just shows you how absolutely central this has become to any serious cybersecurity strategy.
So all of this really leads to one final, pretty heavy question. As our world gets more and more automated, as we hand over more and more power to machines and AI, is the fight to control privilege now the single most important battle in all of cybersecurity? Definitely something to think about. Thanks for tuning in.